What is up? Okay. What's up? So this is a video that's just essentially to go over my Ableton project. I'm going to start from one side and work over to the far side, and hopefully that can give you a gist of what I use to loop and make music. I'm not going to go super in depth on everything, but I kind of just want to show like the whole project and hopefully be able to just kind of give an image of what that looks like, I guess. So that being said, I'm going to start over here. So yeah, starting from this side, I've got the microphone. So that's just the channel for audio from my microphone to come into. And then next to it here, I have 4 tracks that are essentially, they're just tracks to record different layers of audio from my microphone. So if I wanted to have like a shaker, I could put a shaker here, or like use my voice, put that there. I don't know, another instrument, just whatever. I also have an additional 4 of them. I usually don't use that many though, so I usually just keep the 4 right here. Yeah, one sec. Sorry, I have the follow thing on. So for the next section, I have my guitar here. So it's the same thing as the microphone. The microphone and the guitar both go into my audio interface, and then each of these are just the separate channel of audio for each one. And basically, just like how I had the mic group for the mic, I also have a guitar group over here that goes to the guitar. So the G here is it's kind of just like the basic guitar, so that's just like center, mono, or like 100%, whichever, I guess. And then, so next to that, I have one that's halfway panned to the left, and next to that, I have one that's all the way panned to the left, and then it's just like the same thing on the right side. And so, yeah. So that's basically that. So I have my group, and then I have tracks that record audio from the mic, and then I can loop that. Same thing with guitar. I have a group where I can record and loop guitar, but I also have that so it can be panned, just to get like a more like lush stereo image, basically. So for each of those, I just have, sorry, let me just check if I have my follow turned on. Okay, cool. So for each of these, I just have like a little utility, and then for each of the like ways that it's panned, I'll just have it like set on there. So I don't know. I don't use this pan down here for each track. I don't remember the reason. Watched a video about it once. They said, don't do this. And yeah, went with that. Okay, so next to that, just gonna go over, so this thing here, actually let me just double check I need to get 2 monitors, but for now I have to like go between Ableton and OBS just to make sure that my mouse follow thing is working, or that I'm not like screwing it up, I should say. But basically, so yeah, the next thing here that I have highlighted is this thing that says Ultra Drums by Production Labs. This is one of my drum sets. Sorry, I should say this group here. So each of these 3 are different drums. It's Ultra Drums, Jazz Terpene, and drum tracks. So Alter Drums is basically like this drum rack that was created by Ataya. And basically what it is you have like your regular drum rack things here. So like kick, snare, hat, perk, open hat, whatever. And then over here on the macros, he basically has it so that each dial, each number value of the dial is a different sample. So like for the kicks, there's like, I don't know, there's a lot of each thing. But basically each one is like a bank of sounds. So it's really good if you want to just like, I don't know. It's a quick and easy way to cycle through different sounds. And the really cool thing that I like about it is that it also has a random button. So I'll just show you here, like, so here's a drum beat. So you can hit random and you'll get like a different kit. Switch it up again. So if you're ever just like feeling stuck, it can be cool to kind of do that. I also like using this for more electronic music as well. But yeah, there's also like individual random buttons, or you can just change the parameters manually for each of these like groups basically, which is awesome. So I just thought I'd like mention that. I'll put a link to that in the description as well, because it's pretty fun to use. So next, I just have, whatchamacallit? I have this, which is Addictive Drums, which is also really cool. So the Alter Drums by Ataya and Production Labs and Addictive Drums, those are both things that cost money, but are very good, and I would recommend. You don't have to use those. You can use whatever you want for drums whatsoever. Yeah. Anyway, the next thing that I have here is just like a track for drum tracks. So I typically use this for like if I want to do like more like drum and bass stuff. Usually it can be any beats, any drum loops, but basically it's for drum loops. So like for example, one sec. So like just like, I don't know, just for this kind of thing, and then like just also another thing that I should mention. Something that's probably probably my favorite part of this entire project and is important to note is that over top of each of these groups, so let me just check my mouse cursor again here. On top of each of these groups of instruments, so like basically my whole project is divided into like microphone group, drum group, bass group, and keyboard group. Did I say guitar group? Basically for each like group of things. So like I have, group of guitar tracks, group of keyboard tracks, group of subs, group of drums, and then voice, microphone. On top of each of those groups, I have what I call a wash unit. And so what that looks like is, so we'll use this as an example. So if you listen to the drums, like here's the drums full. And then I basically have it so I can turn a knob. I have it MIDI mapped to a controller. And when I turn that knob, if you look down here, you can like sweep it out. And then that just like, it's how I transition between different instruments, and I use those transitions to make broader transitions between like songs or ideas or whatever. And so basically, hang on one sec. Just gonna go to the guitar one and wash that out too. So basically, the wash unit, so it's just like auto filters, and then I also have a reverb and a auto pan mapped to it, and I have them all mapped to one knob for each group. And so turning that one knob like changes all of those effects, so that basically the audio just from that group just disintegrates or fades out. You can do it like halfway or whatever. So like you can bring it back in. Then I'll do the same with the drums just to kind of give you an idea, but like it's like a guitar bass. But anyway, that's basically that. I'll try not to get too like all over the place here. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, so let me just check my Zoom here again. All right, so yeah, basically microphone, guitar, drums, guitar group for looping. This whole section from like here to here is just my Soft Synths, keyboard, piano type stuff, samplers. So like right here, I have like just 3 regular Ableton samplers. I haven't used them too much yet. And then I have a Mark I Rhodes, which is really nice. It's by Addictive Keys, which is by the same people that made Addictive Drums. Again, that one's another one that costs money, but it's really nice. It came with my audio interface, so I don't know. Yeah, it's cool. The next thing I have here, though, that I want to plug, and I'll leave a link in the description for these 3. Let me check my Zoom one more time, just because I feel like... Okay. Nope. Yeah, sorry. Okay, now it's zoomed. So these 3 here are a thing that I found recently called Decent Sampler. And so this is something I think is really good for like piano type sounds. So like, for example, I have like this one. I don't think the VST windows aren't showing up on OBS, I don't think, so I can't really show you what it looks like, unfortunately. But it's cool. Basically, it's a pretty simple interface. Whoever creates a preset also like designs like a layout for how the VST looks, which I really like about it. So it has like an aesthetic, a cool like extra aesthetic quality. But just for like example, I don't know, just like nice pianos. There's a lot of cool effects in here. I don't know, it's just cool stuff. But I don't know, I don't want this to drag on too long, so I'll try and just be quick with the rest of it. Vital is another one that I'm going to plug. It's a free like wavetable type thing. A lot of people probably know what that is. If not, then check it out. It's cool. Checking my Zoom again. Okay, so this next section, so right here, this part here, this little recording, so basically I have another audio track that, just like the guitar section, how all those guitar tracks are like picking up audio from my interface. I have one more of those that I keep in a bass section for the sake of like the wash unit thing, because it's in the bass frequency range. So I have, another spot where I can record guitar. I have a guitar pedal that I use to pitch shift my guitar down an octave so I can play bass on my guitar, and that's just what this is, and so that's why it's in the bass section. But yeah, and then next to that is basically just all subs from then on. I'm pretty sure they're all Vital subs, like Vital presets and things I've tweaked and whatever else. But yeah, there's a lot of cool ones there. Once again, those are all Vital. If you're interested in making like dubstep and like drum and bass kind of stuff, there's some really cool ones that I'd like to link as well, from Ghost Syndicate. Ghost Syndicate has had like, I don't know, they make like drum samples, drum loops, bass presets, and things like that. So if you're into like, I don't know, especially like dubstep and stuff like that, there's a lot of cool things. Like, let's see if I can show an example here real quick. Like, I don't know, it's cool stuff. Anyway, a couple of these are from Kercha, which is a dubstep producer from Russia. He's a very, very skilled person, but he has some bass presets on there, and there's a whole bunch of other artists from all over the like world, basically, that have like really cool stuff there. I wanted to plug that though, because I've used Ghost Syndicate stuff for like most of the time I've been producing music, like on and off. So anyway, I will link that. But quick recap. Microphone. Let me just check my follow again real quick here. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. Microphone group. Guitar group over here. Drum group. Keyboard group, which is all the synths and stuff. And then bass group over here. And then on each of those groups, there is a wash unit, as I like to call it, so that I can weave in between like individual things. But yeah. I guess one more thing that I also have that's worth mentioning on the like wash unit thing is that I also have a, when it comes to bass, so if I go to the bass, basically I have it so, I don't know if this is something I can explain really succinctly, but basically I have it set up in a way where like when the bass group comes in, the low end of the guitar and the keyboards gets auto-filtered out. So basically I have it mapped so when I like bring in like sub bass, the bass from like the guitar, for example, will be cut automatically. I don't know. There's a lot of that stuff, like the MIDI mapping and stuff. It can be really tedious, but it's definitely super worth doing. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the future, I don't know if I will or when I will, but I might try to make like a bit of a lighter version of this entire like project, that I can like, or maybe like just the wash unit even, that could like, I don't know, you can just like download it and use it or whatever. However, I'm pretty sure you'd still have to MIDI map everything individually. And that's why I'm conflicted about whether I should, because it's like, there might be a better way for you to do it with your equipment versus mine. So that's why I'm like a little bit like, I don't know if I will. But anyway, yeah. I feel like I've probably gone over the general gist of this entire project. I don't know if that looks confusing or if my explanations make sense or whatever. Hopefully they do. But yeah, I don't know. That's basically it. So if you have any questions, definitely let me know, and I can try to make follow-up videos that can address any of the questions, or I could do a live stream potentially where it'll just, yeah, you can just ask questions while I'm like in the project. It's probably probably the most valuable way to go about it, honestly. But I wanted to at least make this. Video just so I could like get like a, I don't know, an intro to this, I guess. I think I've gone. Let me check my notes. Oh, okay. Another thing that's actually really important that I think is worth mentioning. A couple things. So first of all, I trigger each of my loops by pressing a foot switch. So I have a keyboard sustain pedal underneath my desk, and that plugs into my MIDI controller, and I have that MIDI mapped so that when I click that, then it starts like recording whatever track that I've armed, which leads me to my next point. When it comes to arming each of these individual tracks all across this project, I didn't even like really realize you could do this until very recently. But basically, I have it so that up here you can like key map, and so you like click that, and then like the whole project changes color. But basically, like, if you can see here, there's like each of these tracks have a different shortcut assigned to it, and then down here where you arm the tracks, I have the same shortcut. So I shortcut the arm and the track so that whenever I do click on one of those, it'll jump to that. It'll jump to that track visually as well as arm it so I can use it. And then once again, I use my foot switch to actually like prompt the recording, if that makes sense. Key mapping is amazing, and it saves you a lot of time. Like, for example, if you look at my guitar section, I'll see if I can zoom in on it again. Let me actually check my zoom. Let me make sure I'm doing this correctly. Okay, I am. Cool. So like up here, for example, I have shortcuts so I can go like that. Oh, I guess it doesn't show up there. But if I scroll down here, it's like armed there, or I could click this and it arms that one. This shortcut arms this one. Basically just what I was showing earlier. You can choose whatever shortcuts you want, usually like capital letters. So you can like use like shift and then a letter or a number, or you can just use the letter or number or whatever. But anyway, that's like a solid life hack to create shortcuts. If you want to use like an effect, you can map it to an effect. So like, for example, for guitar, I have one of my Sketch Cassette VSTs set so that I press like C for chorus, for example, and then it'll add like a chorus effect to my guitar. And then that way I don't have to be like scrolling through my project. I sometimes still do just because I'm used to doing that, but the hotkeys make it really quick. And especially when you're like kind of in the flow with like looping things and making music, you want to be able to just like click the thing, do the thing, rather than like scrolling through and like, So anyway, that's a thing. Yeah, I think I've gone over everything basically. MIDI mapping, key mapping are both like very essential to this process, I would say. I used to be very intimidated by MIDI mapping, and I just decided not to really ever do it for like ever. And like recently I started actually like trying to do like live music within Ableton, and now I'm just like, oh my God, it's amazing. But yeah, I don't know. So basically in the future, I could do more videos regarding like specific VSTs or specific just things in Ableton, or like I could explain like hardware stuff more. But I think this basically covers all the things. So I don't know. Yeah, thanks for watching. And yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I will try and make follow-up videos to address those questions. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.